Don't make it obvious. Put the mic in your mouth.
Like this? Would you like this?
I want to lay you by the fire. Oh, wait, sorry. We're in the green room. This is the B-sides. Mr. Philly D.
Mr. Gemini.
I'm telling you at directionsmusic.org. I am TELLINYOU at directionsmusic.org. And you can totally hit us up. Tell us we suck. Give us that movie quote.
Not that we really want everybody like hitting us up to tell us we suck, but
we just want you to hit us up. We're desperate.
It's got to be eloquent.
No, it's not.
Or movie quotes. Something like that.
If it is movie quotes, it should be eloquent because it would be very poetic in its creation. I would assume.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
So for first-time listeners, 30 years mixing it up, talking about all kinds of different stuff, right? Everything from, I don't know, astrophysics maybe.
Well, so to, yeah, well, and that's how we. So this being
Tang.
Yeah, we did. This being the green room, this is like our warm-up spot to doing that kind of stuff. So this, I mean, eventually when we have guests, this would be like the warm-up spot with them as well. At least I would hope they would join us for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like our, I don't know. I think this is where the conversation gets real. It's like a real world commercial all of a sudden.
But yeah, have a beer with us from our local brewery, right?
Oh, I can't. I already cracked mine.
Well, nah. Yeah, well, you better not do that again.
Well, I mean, dude, I got excited. I totally forgot. I was in the middle of doing something else.
You got excited and you just cracked a beer. That's what happens.
Actually, it's a blood orange seltzer.
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it. Low calories and
light, refreshing.
It is. And I'm not a seltzer guy. Like
ABV is
5.1.
Drinkable.
Yeah, 5.1.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. 16 ounce for 151 calories. But yeah. Only 6 grams of carbohydrates.
So yeah. B-sides, right?
Yeah.
In the green room.
And not besides B-sides. B dash. B, like the alternate of the vinyl.
Clear. Yeah.
Right, that was the thing. That was the second thing. People don't really know that. Maybe nowadays they forgot that there's a second side, and that was the B side, and that was the stuff that usually never got played.
Right. So having conversations about what it is to be human, what we go through, even whether it's silly or sometimes quite serious, or sometimes even downright depressing.
But we've both grown from it, and I'm pretty sure that there's been other people that have been a part of those episodes from listening and then talking to us, because we always want that conversation to continue. So we've had that where we've affected them as well, and in a good way, in a positive, good, beneficial manner, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Excuse, the seltzer makes me burpy. That's the only problem with it.
Yeah.
It's all the bubbles. It tickles my nose.
Right. So. Just mind all jumping all over the place. Been keeping a little busier than usual for me.
Oh, you have?
As of late, yeah.
Well, this is true. You're on, it sounds like a new adventure.
I am on a new adventure.
There you go.
So, fingers crossed, everybody. Entering a new venture. Spent 25 years working for a major corporation, and I'm now done with that chapter of my life and moving on.
Dude, as soon as you said major corporation, I heard the thing from Office Space where the chick is just like, thanks for calling whatever the company's name. Just like, can you hold, please?
So much of that is it's just a slight exaggeration off reality. Really not that far, but
Yeah, that's slight exaggeration. That's pretty much what it's like.
Pretty much what it's like.
That's a fair depiction.
The last time I passed the cake, I didn't get a piece.
Yeah, dude, Milton gets the short end of the stick always.
Just pass the cake, Milton.
Yeah. He gets they take his stapler, they put him in the basement. He doesn't get any cake. That's why, he's like the hero. He gets the money at the end of the movie, but he still gets a shitty margarita.
Yeah. Oh, while I got you here, we're actually having a problem with cockroaches lately getting into the building. So if you could go ahead and just take care of that for us, please.
Yeah.
That's the last straw.
That's the last
I'm
straw.
going to burn the building down.
Yeah, it's pretty much when he decides to, and he does it. Which I love him as that character. He's dope. What are you doing? You gonna? Do you need something to help? Well, no, you look like you're looking for a quick popper to start it for you, but
There we go.
there you go.
No mess.
Are you like proud of yourself or something?
I'm proud of myself. I'm doing okay today, you know?
I didn't get it on me.
progress. That's progress for me.
Right. Excuse me.
Don't want to waste any, you know, of this delicious New England style Indian pale ale.
Yeah.
Or not Indian, but India pale ale. Sorry. Okay. It's not too bad. It's not 9.6, so.
Oh, that's what you mean by not that bad. I'm like, dude, it's the booty. How is that not like? How's that not good?
Professor.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Beastie
What's
Boys
another
reference.
name for pirate treasure?
Professor Booty.
Well, I think it's booty.
I think it's Professor Booty. That's
What it is.
That's what it is. Yeah, well, like, no, like I'm just gonna jump into it. No, that's all right. We're good. This is not what we're here for. I don't know. Maybe it is. You know, this is where we just kind of like, who gives a crap? And this is what
It's not for me to decide why I'm here. Just be.
you
I'm
know.
just going to be, right? We got to be in the moment, right? Got to be in the now.
Yeah, and with that, I just had an idea. What if we had, because we've had audience members, like live audience, while we've like recorded and stuff. What if they were here for that and they got to hang out in the green room as they like, you know what I mean? That'd be kind of interesting.
Right. Yeah, well, that could be interesting.
Yeah, there'd just be like a lot of side banter off from the mic a little bit, just like you hear
It
in the
would have to be
background.
very quiet side banter. These things pick up on everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is like, you know, you would just hear like, but I'm not dead yet. It's just like, who said that? It's like, did I? Was that? Yeah, right. Maybe they're in the background, just like ding. Just like, did you just ding us? That's our job. We get to do the ding.
Where's that damn bell? I'm going to make you swallow that thing.
All right. You're like a cat. I'm gonna have to put a bell around your neck just to find you.
Well, that could be interesting too. You could make it like a turn into a game show.
Like we're gonna have like a spin wheel for something.
Mess with people, have some kind of crazy quiz show or something. Could be fun.
I mean, I like questions.
I have nipples, Brad.
No, I have nipples, Greg.
I keep messing that name up. Greg. Brad.
Is there something you need to tell me? I mean, this is a safe space. We can always talk about this stuff here, you know?
No, what Brad came from something else. It was a totally different movie. What the hell movie was that? That was a totally different quote. I know where that came from. It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, please continue.
I don't even know where we were at.
I derailed us. Very good. Put the train back on the track. What's going on with you, man? Staying busy?
Never, always, sometimes. I mean, I go off a lot. Oh, we were talking about questions and trivia.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I actually just went to trivia for the first time in a while. It was pretty dope. We did not win. Yeah. But we did really well, and there was only two of us, and I pretty much supplied most of the answers. So I did pretty well.
You know, winning is just having a good time, man.
Winning is being invited back, which
That's right.
We were, because the bartender is friends with, and like, so there was a message of like, hey, you guys are awesome. You should totally come out more often. Like,
This is the vibe we're looking for.
yeah. They want us to come hang out and increase the awesomeness there. Pretty much. So that's pretty dope.
That could be very dope.
Wait, because I mean, you know how I am, man. Once I get out into like a very public situation, like it just all of a sudden I'm just like, I start talking to everybody. I mean, you do it too, and you know,
I don't even realize that I do it, but it's cool that somebody notices it. But
well, and that's my thing is when I'm at home, I'm very much an introvert. Like that's why I really love golfing, because you know I'm out by myself just doing my thing, and there's nobody around but nature. So in the same scenario is like when I do have those times when I go out and do stuff, all of a sudden it's like the extreme to balance myself out from being so introverted. And so I just come across as extroverted because whenever I'm out, I am vocal and I talk to people. But yeah, so I was just like engaging everybody, cracking jokes, and just, you know, making sure the room was having a good time. You know,
Right.
I was like the warm up guy.
well, it's like when you're hosting
I'm
a party.
a hype man.
You know, it's the way you look at it, right? I'm hosting a party. It's just always going on. That's all.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, yeah, life is like a big party, right?
Yeah. How you two guys doing over here? You got enough to drink? You know, you need anything to eat? We doing good?
Oh, dude, I'll be honest. It actually all started
joke or
with
two, you know.
the lady at the table next to us sneezes, and you know me, I'm bless you, right? You know, I'm a gentleman, all that good stuff. and she apologizes, and she continues to finish off her apology with stating that it's the Prosecco. She's like, every time I have the Prosecco. So my instant reaction to her was just like, what I heard is you're allergic to a good time. And her husband's like, that's exactly what it is. And I mean, and that was it. And it just, that started the evening off before we even started trivia. And then, you know, the two ladies next to us like chimed in because they just, you know,
Yeah.
you get that vibe going, and all of a sudden it's just like the room's having a great time.
Like, how do you can't create that on paper though. That's something that's it's a living thing. Like when you can do that. And that's the vibe I got when I went to the restaurant. I hate to say that. The restaurant you were running there for a while.
Oh, you can talk about it, man.
Yeah, no,
I made peace with it.
you feel like me walking on eggshells there. I'm like, it hurts me.
Dude,
the mood there too. The mood was what you were looking for. I mean, even if there was only 6 or 8 people in there, but even if it was bumping, I've seen it both, and the attitude is still the same. It's very relaxed. It's very family friendly. You know, and how do you create that?
So I don't know how I would repeat it other than, so what I really did was I tried to understand the area. You know, I knew the area very well prior to moving into it, and I knew the history of the building. I knew the history of the town. I had an actual personal interest in this place, not the business, but the actual like location. So it's the spot where we were at. So much so, I actually have a tattoo on me of it. Right? Like, yeah, dude. So I have the name of this lovely town, Glenside in Pennsylvania, tattooed on me because I love the town so much. And I think because of who I am in that fashion, loving the town to that degree and making sure that this was, you know, my place of business was an extension of that, I think is just everything I did was built towards it. So how I trained my staff, the rules that I made, you know, the protocol, everything that I did, everything was built around communication and making sure that the guests felt like they were at home.
Yeah, I mean, I got the real sense that all the people working together, whatever disagreements they had with each other, there was a level of respect that was always maintained.
Honestly, I don't think there was ever. No,
I never saw any issues either. But I'm saying that's the way it should run, even if there are issues.
Yeah, in the beginning when I had like ridiculous staff and still trying to train everybody and getting adjusted to the actual environment, because, you know, I knew what I wanted it to be and where we were at, but until the people come in and actually give you the feedback, you don't really know. So we would have to, you know, kind of just, you know, go with it and do our thing. So in the beginning, yeah, we definitely had a couple people that would like butt heads and stuff, but to me, they weeded themselves out because it didn't sustain the true sense of why we were doing it. I mean, this was a local pub. This was a homage back to the town, and we wanted to show that level of respect for it, and that's what we did. I mean, that's why the name of the business had Glenside in it. You know, it's so. Yeah, I would say the only way to really try to be able to recreate that kind of idea is to just put your heart into it and do it for the right reason of making it what it should be.
It's like I can't even say the name of the place anymore because in my head I just hear taps. You know, it's just.
Yeah, dude, again, I've made peace with it. It was a great experience. I have a lot of amazing people that are now friends and family out of it. I have only the utmost of respect and appreciation for every minute of it.
No, I say it was a lucky thing because, you know, it was decided across the board that it wasn't time to double down. And as luck would have it, things got worse after that. So you kind of dodged a bullet.
We didn't even know there was a gun being pointed.
Right, exactly.
We had no clue.
So it's kind of nice when you look at it 2020 sometimes when you realize that it was the best thing you could have done at the time.
I have had more personal growth of patience because of this. Having to slow myself down from doing like 70, 90 hours a week to, I mean, dude, I pretty much do nothing at this point. I golf more than anything and hang out with family. Dude, seriously, I spend more time at the range or on the golf course and hanging with my family than I do anything else I do. And that's, you know, we had this conversation where it's like, dude, you know, if somebody ever asked me what I do for a living, I'd be like, I golf and I'm a dad.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's.
Yeah, what do you define for a living? You know?
One, I get, and also,
if you're asking me that question, that's my answer.
Yeah, as well as also adding, this to it. And none of those stuff, none of that stuff makes me money. It's not about money for a living. It's the fact that I actually have a life that I love living. So that's my living. Golf, family, radio show, interacting with people, making the world a better place.
Yeah, trying to bring back the old school tradition of just straight up communication, one-on-one or, 3, 4, 5 people. I don't know, whoever, just have a conversation. Right.
Yeah. And you've said that plenty of times where it's, we can care less if it's just 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us. Yeah, whatever. I mean, the more people that want to get involved and actually be a part of a conversation, not a debate, not a heated battle of sorts. It's a literal give and receiving of just energy and knowledge exchanging. I think that's...
Well, nothing wrong with having differing opinions from
There's
time
everything
to time.
right with
but
that.
Yeah, right. There's everything right with having a differing opinion from one another, but...
Because if we don't have that, there's no yin to the yang. It's just yang or yin, or yang or yin, and then you don't know what it is.
Trying to have the communication to talk it out instead of just going, well, just because. Like, okay, well, let's explore that a little bit more.
Yeah, you can't just because. We talked about that even with like raising a kid. You can't do that. Yeah, you just can't do that, man.
Well, because I said so. Well, because I've gone down that route far enough, and like, you just keep going and going and going. But why?
I don't see a point to it. I don't do it. I want that even giving and receiving of, like I said, knowledge and exchanging, because when you give me your knowledge, you're going to do it from your bias, which means you're going to give me your energy or your emotions behind it. So you might be sharing information, but you're also sharing yourself.
But why?
Well, I mean, that's what a conversation is.
But why?
Oh, you're going to be...
Well, I'm just trying to explain to you what the kids do. And I did the same thing when I was a kid too. Why this and why that? And that's how you find things out, right?
Yeah. And that's how my kid and I do it. We talk about stuff. We have great communication, so much so that we don't really even talk anymore.
that you can communicate on a different level.
Yeah, I mean, she's very much at an age where she's just kind of off doing her own thing. So there's times where I won't talk to her for like 2 or 3 days, but I know where she's at and that she's healthy. And if there's anything wrong, like I would know. Trust me. Yeah, I have a really good network of people and family around me. So
yeah, it's a blessing.
It is. I have no worries. Like my kid can just do. We're all good. I just ask her to like check in with me just so I'm aware of like where she's at or what she's doing, and I care less what else. She gets into no trouble ever because she gets plenty of attention just from me, but she gets it from everybody. She's just a well cared for child. The more attention somebody gets, the more well adjusted, emotionally intelligent and balanced.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good description.
Yeah, and all from just being consistent and having conversations and giving it because.
Yeah, man.
Scusi. Yeah, it was seltzer, man.
Love that movie.
Oh, here's a fun fact. You made out with your sister.
Euro trip. Love it.
Yeah. It was Matt Damon. Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah, that's right. Matt Damon.
Oh, he was, dude. Yeah. And I think he actually sang that. If not, it sounded really damn close to what it should be if he sang, which was, it was pretty impressive with that.
I never looked it up. Yeah. I'm sure somebody will comment on that.
Fact checker. I just pointed to somebody who should be there, but they're not. Eventually, though, I'm projecting.
You're projecting.
I'm putting the positive out there where it's just like fact checker.
There will be a person over here at some point as we point off that you obviously can't see. Well, I guess you'll see at one point because there will be a camera here too.
Well, not for the green room.
Well, not for the green room.
Yeah, when we get into the studio and actually like lay down our live recordings for the show, like that's a different thing. That's when we I just got the railroad thing in my head again, where it's like that's when we stop playing game. What the hell is it? When we
I forget the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we stop something or other and we start getting real, or This is the real world. Yeah.
I don't know. You brought it up. I can't remember.
I'm old. I forget shit.
I wasn't a huge fan of Real World.
I wasn't the first two.
The first two were mildly entertaining, and then it was like the market got inundated.
Yeah, the third one, that's where I said, like, that's where they had, like, they really kind of tried to, as we were talking about, like, scripted, because they went from doing just the, like, typically they would just pick certain personality types, expecting them to be somehow abrasive, because they each have their own thing, and it's like, all right, those two are not going to work. You know, it's like the Odd Couple. So they're banking on it. Whereas in like the third one, they went with personality traits and also things that they do as like just who they are. That was definitely not going to meld whatsoever. And so now it's like they knew something was going to happen. And that's the first one, I think, where there was violence and they had like the person was voted out. And so.
Yeah, but I think after that, it just became theatrics.
Well, so yeah, the third one is when I started like losing interest because it was scripted. It was, you know.
Right.
It was
I'm listening to you the whole time, and I'm thinking, you know, what number one rated show? Ow, my balls! What
is that?
What was that? What the hell was the name of that movie?
Oh, what is that? Idiocracy?
Idiocracy, yes.
Yeah. Where they're trying to water the plants with like Tang or Mountain Dew or whatever.
It's a scary premise for a movie. It's a bit accurate.
I mean, if you...
Not to a greater, but a lesser extent, anyway. It's an exaggeration of, yeah.
I think it's I don't know.
Made for great comedy, though.
It is a depiction of a foreseeable future if we were to... It's almost like...
with the theory being that...
Well, no, with the movie, what's Wall-E, where we're all fat and in space and we've destroyed the planet?
Well, I mean, that's one end extent to take it to. That's one aspect of it. But
yeah, where we as a race has become so lazy that we've just like become complete and utter morons and we just barely exist, more or less. Yeah, it's
floating on the chair that does everything for you. And
in Wall-E, yeah.
Brings you slushies. Yeah, no. Yeah, you got me tangenting on Wall-E now.
Yeah, but Idiocracy, it's like where all the corporations took over. And I think Wall-E was kind of in that same regard.
Well, the whole premise of the thing, though, was you said like a flash forward into the future of a world where basically super intelligent, highly intellectual people have no children. And, you know, to a greater extent, the less intelligent, less intellectual people tend to have many children. And that over the course of evolution, this is what mankind degrades to. And basically the number one rated show was, ow, my balls.
Yeah, wasn't the guy Zeus, the guy who plays Debo, wasn't he like the president or something?
That sounds like, yeah.
Or no,
was it? I have to go back and watch it again. That's our next movie. We're gonna watch that together.
Oh, I'm down with that.
I just called that.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture it. I think it is him. Because wasn't he also the president in Fifth Element? Am I like?
Oh yeah.
Or maybe he was on the council or something. Oh.
One of the aliens? What?
No, are you like looking this up? Idiocracy cast.
Well, I gotta find. How do you Google? There's got to be a video on that, right?
How do you Google? Yeah.
How do you Google? How do you do that?
But you're gonna have to Google how to Google to get to that.
Help! Somebody help! Secret Milligan.
What are you? All right, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me like.
Here we go.
Have to speed up here because you're
Terry Crews, president.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's right. That makes all right. Yeah, and I think Zeus, is that even his name?
Zeus. I don't think that was
his
name. Yeah, I think that was a role. Zeus. Debo.
Tommy Lister. That's his real name. Tommy Lister is Debo. Yeah, so I think Tommy Lister plays. Yeah, he's the president in Fifth Element, and Terry Crews was in Idiocracy. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson, yeah, he was in that. Yeah. Maya Rodolfo, right? Isn't that how you pronounce her name? I always.
Rodolphe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I have no idea.
I don't know. She's a great, funny lady.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know her by her face.
She was Saturday Night Live. She was a part of like the last bit of the good ones.
The last bit of the good ones.
Yeah, that was like the Tellin with like Adam Sandler and like Will Ferrell and all them as they were like transitioning out. So she was a part of that crew.
Man,
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live brought a lot of great comedy routines.
Oh my God.
Up from nothing. You really think about that. How many greats passed through there?
How many what?
How many greats?
Oh, grades. I thought you said grades. I'm like, are we talking like generational, like 9th grade to 10th grade? So like each year, what? What? Great, what?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's,
You feeling all right?
I had to take my slides off. I'm getting comfy. Dude, it's Green Room. I got to be like,
Yeah, relax, man. Let down your hair.
Tranquillo. Oh, that was a hair joke. Remember, I know where you live.
I mean, I don't have any either. I keep it short.
Oh, you have...
Well, it's here.
You get a choice in that. I don't. Thank you very much. No, that's right, dude. I rock it well. My I got a nice melon for a white dude. I get a many compliments on the shape of my skull for sure.
I wasn't judging.
No, you were jealous.
Was not. I wasn't jealous.
Beep boop. Yeah.
Beep boop beep.
Yeah. So we went on our bro date and I made him rewatch Grandma's Boy with me from like start to finish. Yeah. So he's starting to quote Grandma's Boy now with me, which is dope. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
Got to work it in somehow, right?
Yeah. No, dude. There's so many great quotes from that movie. Can we go to your grandma's house? I have to go to the bathroom. He's like, dude, why don't you just go pee behind the 7-Eleven or whatever it was? He's like, I have to pee on my butt.
That's right.
Yeah, Nick Swardson. That dude cracks me up.
He does crack. He's hilarious in everything he's in.
Well, you couldn't wake me up and play video games? Like you were balls deep in that turtle. Love my turtle.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. He's like jerking off to freaking Lord of the Jungle.
I was thinking about taking his doll with me too.
Look, she has a cold sore. She didn't have that before. Yeah, dude. There's so many good lines of this shit.
We didn't do it though. We gotta pull the stopwatch out and actually time each. Oh,
you mean start our rating system?
Yeah. How do we do this?
Well, I guess like one bro date at a time. Unless we can sit down and bang it out like a trilogy.
We have to rate a couple first so we get the idea across. Like, okay, this is obviously okay, whether it is the 20-minute mark, maybe it turns out it's the 15-minute mark. I don't know, because when you add in all the other stuff and the musical stuff and the action scenes that really mean there's no dialogue at all.
I say we start with John Hughes because that's going to be like the benchmark of like pretty damn good.
You start wherever you feel is necessary, and I will back you up on that.
All right. Well, yeah. I think, John Hughes Productions doesn't necessarily have to be like direction. I mean, it could be like written production, whatever. So that's like Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck.
That leaves it wide open.
Well, was it Home Alone? I think Home Alone was like John Hughes, wasn't he?
Now you're going to have to look that up.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I feel good. Let's see, Home Alone.
Looking up Home Alone.
Yeah, John Hughes. I think this is the thing.
Macaulay Culkin. What? Now we're typing on the phone and it's my job to speak.
Was John Hughes in Home Alone?
What?
Yeah, so it was... Wait. Directed or produced by Hughes. That's for John... Yeah, Home Alone, 1990. So yeah, that was a John Hughes thing.
Well, yeah. I think it's booty.
Well, so yeah, planes, trains, and automobiles, The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, Home Alone, and Only the Lonely. Oh, that's also John Hughes. That's a good movie too.
Where is your hand right now? It's in between two pillows. Those aren't pillows. No.
No.
Planes, Trains, and
Oh
Automobiles.
yeah, do you know what? That's another one because I haven't seen that one in forever. That's been a while. That's been a long while since I've seen that one. I'll be honest. Yeah, I want to more than a decade at this point, probably.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of those it's timeless.
Well, I feel like the character of John Candy in Home Alone was very similar to his character from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, except he was a part of the polka band, and they were in the back of the rental truck because it was the only thing big enough to get them all across because their flight got canceled or whatever.
Yeah. Well, what was he? A shower curtain salesman or something?
Yeah, definitely salesman. I think maybe. I don't know, but definitely salesman. Yeah, definitely a salesman.
Definitely. Very good driver. Yes.
He was definitely a salesman on Wednesday.
Definitely. Kmart sucks. Oh, I can't say that. That's terrible.
I don't even think Kmart exists anymore at this point.
Barely. Yeah.
I mean, is there? I don't actually know of any locations.
I think there's one or two. And they're just limping.
Are they like privately owned?
I don't know. At this point, it's so broken up. I don't think there's much of it left.
Not really. Raggy. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they're still there, but who knows?
The internet.
Yeah, go ahead, look it up.
I don't give a crap about Kmart.
Kmart sucks.
It's not true, dude. Kmart is like the.
No, I'm quoting. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Kmart was like the 7-Eleven of
definitely
of like retail stores.
Up and down the driveway.
Like I walk in there, I feel like it's a bodega almost.
246 toothpicks.
I thought it was 244. Maybe it was 248. 220, 221, whatever it takes.
There's two left in the box. You know.
Yeah, no, that's when he's counting. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you were saying something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't.
I did it again. Yes.
No, I wasn't really talking about much. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think you did it to yourself, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It don't matter,
dude. It's the green room. You know what I mean, dude? We're just warming up. We're just having some beers, bullshitting.
Yep.
Dude, we're not doing crisscrossing here.
No, warming up, Chris.
We're not about to. No, we are not. We are not going to jump.
Yeah, you see, I pulled back on that at the last second, but it was too late. It was already out there. And sometimes I just make these connections and it just, Jump.
I think from now on we have to do episodes where I can't look at you. I think this has to be a new thing here. You're gonna have to look that way, sir. Can you turn around, please?
We're commenting on my face again.
No, I don't want to look at you. It makes it sound worse, but that's not what it means.
Oh, good. I managed to swallow that.
That's what she said. Yo, so I was watching this reaction video. I'm watching this reaction video, and they're going through Tinder profiles, right? The guy doing the reaction video, and I was gonna put in the type in the comments, just be like, bro, because there's one part where the lady is talking about how she loves bacon so much that she actually wakes up early, has a George Foreman grill at the end of her bed, and she like plugs it in so that when she wakes up, she has fresh bacon. It was a direct quote from The Office. It's one of the things that Michael did because that's when he like burned his foot on his George Foreman grill. And they're like, how did you burn it on George Foreman? He's like, I love bacon. And he goes into this whole monologue, and that's what she wrote as her Tinder bio. And he's just like, yo, bro, you need to run from her. That I was just like, dude, that wasn't chick that's into the office, and she was trying to find her office dude.
Yeah.
And she was hot too. I was like, I'd office it up with you, but he just didn't get it, and it was hilarious. I'm just like, bro,
Just trying to make a connection, you know?
Yeah. So I thought that was actually one of the funnier ones, and he didn't get it. But I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. Because he's like reading it, because he wasn't reading it. The person who was doing the video was reading it, and he was reacting to it.
Right.
It's a reaction video. And as the narrator of the actual video is reading it, it's like going through it. I'm just like, man, this chick is weird. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. And I'm like reading ahead before the guy can finish it. And I'm just like, this is The Office. And just at that point, he's like getting all like, what? No. Then he's like, pause. He's like, run from her, run far. And I'm like, no, dude, she's an office girl, man. Bro, you just don't get it.
Like pretty much put the whole line right in there.
Oh yeah, no, it was pretty much the entire monologue. Yeah, it was I don't know, five or six sentences or something. Yeah, it was
like she cut and paste that shit. Probably.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
more or less. I mean, she might have typed it, but yeah, probably cut and paste. In this day and age, I would assume so.
I've done it. I mean,
with technology and such, you'd be like, I can do it.
Cut and paste. Anybody can cut and paste.
What are you making, a collage?
No, it's a book report.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
The age of computers allows you to cheat at all kinds of stuff and do it easy.
Are you saying that you
remember
cheat?
when you used to actually have to write a book report, like with a pencil or a pen, and do everything by hand?
Yeah, I kind of miss those days.
Is that strange?
That I miss those days? I think not.
Not that you miss them, but I guess I do too. But just is that a weird thing? Is that?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's other people out there that enjoy print and like writing and
like am I strange for still having a love for internal combustion engines when everybody's going crazy for batteries?
So, I've always thought about making a small displacement, high horsepower, or actually I would say high torque. Whether it be 2-stroke or 4-stroker, but small displacement, basically almost like a lawnmower engine, but only makes say about 5 horsepower, right? And from 5 horsepower, you can actually run a couple of alternators to charge up different parts of the system, so that you can actually have like a fully electric car, and you would never have to do, a recharge, because you're always just charging the system. So at this point, you don't have to have a massive battery storage. Now what you have is just enough that you can maintain that voltage on the system to buffer everything out. And at this point, perhaps you're getting like, say, 60 miles to the gallon, 70 miles to the gallon, I would assume. Who knows?
But how's that different from what's on the market now, though?
Well, because nobody has an onboard system that constantly regenerates power in that fashion. The hybrids have assisted components. The full electrics have, I think like the Teslas have like regenerative brakes where they use the braking to recharge. I think that's on like their trucks and stuff, like their big rigs, their semis. So, there is different charging system sets in a sense of that nature, but they all still run on a massive battery pack, basically. So in this, I'm saying instead is you run, a smaller gasoline tank, not have this massive amount of battery. My assumption is that's why I'm like, there's probably like somebody's getting like 60 or 70 miles to the gallon. There's probably a patent on this somewhere, and somebody picked it up, and nobody knows about it.
It's possible. I don't know. It's possible. I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. They basically it's an electric car, but it happens to have a small internal combustion engine within it that is probably very fuel efficient, very high output, but it doesn't have to be really big.
Yeah, it needs to be large enough.
And that why couldn't you have that just run and continuously charge the batteries? But I don't know how well that works when you're really into it. I think it has to be a true hybrid between those two things. But I mean, doesn't that kind of exist now, or no? I mean, the Prius isn't.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Hybrids typically are more of, they have an actual combustion engine setup, and then they have additional assist from electronics. Like, so some will do like rear wheel drive for the engine, but then the front wheels are electric motors. And because of that, you can also do like torque control and, so you can have for like ABS, all that stuff. So, stability and track and blah, all the good fancy safety stuff. You can still do that and even greater because you now have, this motor that you can do whatever you want. And so you get better control over.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking there's got to be solutions out there somewhere. Like, or somebody can figure out like how to run a automobile on hydrogen because it's so readily available. I mean, if there's a way to do that and basically have it be self-sustaining, that would be awesome.
Well, and the problem with hydrogen is there's not enough fueling stations to make that system work. No, see, so I was watching a documentary about that. And
how hard would it be to create a system that actually pulls it out of the air?
Well, so
whether it does it while it's actually not in operation or whether it does it while you're moving down the highway. I mean, whatever, like when you're in overdrive and not really using a lot of the engine necessarily, that it could.
So I think there was a few hydrogen car models that actually came with a secondary tank or a main tank. And instead of putting in the hydrogen, you can put in water. And there was basically, not a distillation, but I guess distillation process where it excited the water, it ionized it or whatever to help the hydrogen break off, and then you can scavenge that, and then you can take that and mix it with something else or whatever, and it's like boom, so if you were out in the middle of nowhere and couldn't do it, you could put like 10 gallons or something, or 15 gallons, not a huge amount, but enough that it could get you, I think it was like another 100 miles or something, or 75 miles, like nothing crazy, but if you're in the middle of nowhere stranded without hydrogen, you can make it somewhere.
Right.
And then probably, far enough, you could probably refill it. But, you have to sit and wait. It takes a few hours for the whole process to go.
But, I mean, is there a way of doing that without having to create an infrastructure around it? Because you could create, obviously, a unit that would do that anywhere. It doesn't have to be at a special filling station. You could have a unit like that at your house, or your friend would have one at their house. Because if it became commonplace, that's something you would buy along with your car.
Well, and so that's the thing is because that infrastructure does not exist. That's the problem with it. The cost efficiency isn't there because there's not enough people a part of that system. So if there actually was more of a national hydrogen station like we do with actual gas stations, then it would be, and from what I'm to understand, it would be a net neutral. So the comparisons of us using gas or us using, gasoline or hydrogen, the relative cost as everything would balance out, it'd pretty much be the same thing. It's just an alternate source that's, ultimately less detrimental over time.
Because my concerns is, I think, with the electric market in general is that until we get to a battery structure that's so microscopic that it doesn't, like to get an energy source that's small enough that you could fit it in the palm of your hand or something like that, that would be powerful enough to move like a motorcycle or a medium-sized car or even a van. I mean, is that completely out of the question? But maybe we'll get there one day. But my concern is so much of the weight now, when you look at some of these electric cars, like the weight of it is all, what is it, lithium batteries or?
Well, the ones that have like straight battery technology, yeah, dude, the cars weigh like an extra 2,000 pounds because of battery.
And they're all throughout within the actual structure of the car itself.
Well, typically, I believe on most, it's all throughout the floor. So it gives it a greater sense of, what's the
solidity
term?
Or?
Well, no, the center of gravity is much lower because the weight, the majority of that extra weight is all displaced at basically the literal bottom of the car.
Right, the lowest, yeah.
So it has, having that lower center line of gravity means that when you're going through the turns, that weight's not giving you as much exaggeration because it's not overextending out of that line. It's staying down below it. So,
because so much of the weight is close to the road surface that it's not, affected by other factors like when you're turning or.
Well, and that's the thing is, so when you have, like say the passengers being all that extra weight, because maybe you have like the car's fully loaded, so you have 5 passengers at the average of 200 pounds. That's 1,000 pounds in the, middle of the car. And so now that weight, because, you know, if the gravitational line is, say, halfway through the car or a quarter of the way through the car, any of the weight that's above or below those lines on that geometric level, as the car literally turns, the gravitational pull modifies on each piece of that because it now has a different angle. So the lower all of that stuff is, the less it gets, you know, leveraged, because it's, you know, it's basically a lever at that point. So it doesn't get amplified as much. So if all that weight was out here instead and it's pulling it down this way, it's pulling the, it's pulling the car down on the side of it, almost like a razor blade. Whereas if all the weight's down here on the bottom and it's pulling it down, it's pulling most of the car still down.
The whole thing is built like anti-sway though, too. So
well, yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Like more than actually adding anti-sway to your car. It's like the whole bottom of the car is anti-sway.
Well, yeah, because you're getting,
it's rigidity in all these different directions, basically.
Well, you're getting almost, probably like 40%, like 37% of your weight is probably below that line.
Yeah, because the frames and the stuff on the very top of the car don't really weigh as much as you think.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Oh, that's a good point. I think my interest in that part of that conversation, though, was the fact that the battery creates such a limitation when you have to lean on it so heavily. I think the idea of running a very fuel efficient internal combustion engine would still be a better answer, and housing that within a unit that is completely electronic, completely, motorized is probably a better way to go if you can find the right efficiency for it.
I mean, and that's honestly what it comes down to.
Like something to where the 5-gallon tank or whatever that you run on the thing could take you, several hundred miles. But then when you run out of gas, like you don't really run out of gas. You get like another 50 or 60 miles on the battery alone. But the whole car doesn't have to be made of battery to do that.
Right.
Like I would think that would be a lot more efficient. It wouldn't use nearly as much fuel. You could have that thing sipping power because it's not varying based on, it's really not going to vary all that much based on the needs that the system brings versus what you'd be doing with your foot,
Yeah, so if you get stuck in traffic and you're sitting at idle, it doesn't do anything.
And if the battery's fully charged, it could literally shut off for a moment.
Well, I mean, honestly, in that kind of a scenario, it would shut off for quite a while of that. So it's probably more of when you're on the highway and you're actually using, a lot of the juice to keep you running, especially at those speeds. Then at that point, now you're actually consuming. That thing's going to have to run all time because then it's not consuming battery. It's just consuming consistent, constant charge.
And I think possibly I'd have to look into this, but it may be true that where some of the high-end sports market is gone is probably more advanced towards what we're talking about than the average automaker is creating, where they're trying to go completely battery powered as much as possible. And the idea of having to come home and plug in your car just seems ridiculous because it's like you have the first coal powered vehicle when you really think about it. Where most people get their energy from is either oil or coal or the generators that produce the electricity that gets to you when you plug it into your house. I mean,
and I've watched documentaries about that where they do the math on the consumption rates comparison. So that's why it's, you start doing your own production, then it's slightly different. But even then, it's still because
the fact that there's a mild efficiency due to the fact that whoever's burning that to create the energy, they're creating it as efficiently as they possibly can, and they're doing it on a massive scale so that dollar for dollar, it actually works out a little bit cheaper. But yeah, where do we get to with this conversation?
I don't know.
Totally get lost in it.
It's like how we started with Pilsner, and then all of a sudden we were on like steel wool making fires.
That's what happens.
Yeah, it does.
If we could throw in some Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang forever, motherfucker. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I mean, but that to me, I think, is the great thing about what we do here, because this is literally just us talking. And that's why we're like, we love when other people join the conversation, and the fact that we do this on the mic, it's like, you can do it too, because what we do is nothing special. We just talk, and we're honest and accepting in that expression. Like that's it. But I mean, that's what conversation's supposed to be. So we as good people wanting to have acceptance and understanding and patience, it's like, this is just, that's the extension. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Tree of trust, bro.
The tree of trust.
Yeah, man. Dude, I'm pretty much out of seltzer, but I got like 2 swigs and I'm going to be all burpy, but.
Well,
I'm telling you, man.
say I'd offer you a swig of mine, but then I'd be offering you my booty.
Do you want me to sip your booty? Dude, honestly, that was probably one of my favorite beers to sell because it's like, there's so many jokes in there. There's so many jokes in there.
Yeah,
I still do it. Be like, hey, I'll be the one that's bringing the booty. And they just like look at me. I'm like, come on, that's funny. They're like, yeah, that is really funny. I'm like, I know. So we get to make these jokes like this. Come on. Oh, you know, I'm just like, dude, dad jokes. I got nothing else.
All day long.
All day. Yeah. I don't care what you're buying. This is the only thing I'm selling.
You know you love it.
Well, yeah, my dad jokes are dope.
This is also, I have to say, this is a delicious brew.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth, isn't it?
It is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? 6.2?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's a solid, well-rounded.
New England IPA.
Yeah.
Is it like a Nipa? A Nipa?
Dude, I like Dippa. I like saying Dippa. Dude, it's a Dippa. We got a Dippa.
Double IPA.
Yeah.
What was the other one I saw? Was it DH IPA or
DDH?
DDH, whatever.
Double dry hop.
Double dry hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the one is a DDH IPA.
I'm like, y'all just making stuff up now, or what's going on?
No, because dude, to write double dry hopped India Pale
yeah,
Ale
it's
is
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. But I was just like, damn, I need to actually look that up. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, and that's the thing you with these is they are India Pale Ale IPA, not Indian Pale Ale IPA.
Yes.
They are all India.
India.
Every single one of them, when you look at it, if that's its thing, that's what it says.
Oh,
yeah,
that it spells it out.
Yeah, they're correct.
Yeah.
They bring the honesty. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, to me, the Imperial, especially with them, it's very much like, yo, this is how it's supposed to be. They're bringing it back.
Well, and that's what was interesting about talking to the owner, or talking kind of with the owner back and forth with this other customer the other day, that we were actually talking about some of that stuff, like how you like categorize a beer. And like basically like the one we were talking about, it's like, well, it didn't necessarily have one, so you kind of had to create a niche in between. So it's just, that's kind of the nature of the business, because somebody needs something to relate it to. Basically, because you can't, what was he saying? It's the ABV puts it too high to be this, but the hop flavor is too low to be that. So it doesn't really,
Yeah, it's almost like when you get a new band, and they're just like, oh, what do they play? And you're like, well, it's like grunge, alt, mellow rock with a little bit of reggae turntablism. You're like,
and some rap.
What? 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 You can't. Yeah, so you have to.
Dude, you need to have a genre of some sort. Well, no, I mean you don't, but
yeah, why can't you be your own thing?
Well, you always can, but is it going to be relatable?
People
and if you don't care and it happens to work out, that's awesome. But
if people ask me what I am, I'm going to tell them I'm Freedom Rock, and they should turn me up.
But it's like trying to explain what it is that we do, and it's like, well, we're just talking to each other. We're not really doing anything.
Do it.
I'm not doing anything. What? What are you doing?
What's the matter for you?
Cut it out. Don't make me come back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm out of liquid.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Dude, would you like some of my booty?
No, that's yours. You can finish it. But yeah, I want to take a break so we can, because I want more.
Oh, okay. We're just going to cut it there because
I need to take a break.
Your liver hasn't been properly cleansed for the night.
I would say my tongue has not been lubricated enough.
That's ew.
You're welcome.
That's one way to put it.
It's the green room. I don't really care right now. I don't have to. I don't have to be proper.
See us Wednesdays, 8 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time, yeah. I'm telling you at directionsinmusic.org, or get in touch with us at directionsinmusic.org. I'm telling you.
Get in touch with us at
IMTELLINYOU at directionsmusic.org.
Yeah, that's how you get a hold of us.
And our show is on Directions in Music.
Yeah, you can get a hold of us at the email. You can also listen to us at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Do it.
Every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Do it.
Live. It's the newest. And then, but if you miss it, it's all good because we throw it on YouTube. But you should listen to it live because you never know what happens.
You never know.
Yeah.
I have no idea myself.
Yeah, well, you get that one at 8 o'clock and then you get the rerun at 9. As soon as it's done, we take it and loop it right back out.
Bam.
Yeah.
Just
Technology.
Like that. Just like that.
Science.
Just like that.
Dude, the internet is dope. You can do stuff more than porn.
Do you know who I am?
I don't know. Are you a French model?
You're Sodom Spa.
You're Sodom Spa. Did you just golden child the shit out of this? Hells yeah, dude.
Now I get silly now that you're trying to cut it loose.
Yeah, right. You're my dear brother. My brother Nooms. Yeah, dude.
Sorry, we'll cut it off there because we'll just now get silly. Right at the what do we say? The last 8 minutes, it starts getting interesting. But this was a good chat, man.
I would say, speaking of cutting it off,
see you at I'm telling you.
I want the knife. Give me the knife.
Let him ask again.
May I please have the knife? Please. Oh, I'm all stuffy now. Yeah, no, we need to take a break.
So you can work all that out, man.
You work it out.
I'm good.
How about you pump up the jam?
Pump up the jam.
Yeah.
Pump it up.
Feel it bumping.
Pump it up.
Get it jumping. I don't know. There's. I'm old. I don't remember everything.
No, we don't need to revisit that right now.
Can we do it in Electric 2?
Electric Avenue or
no?
What?
No, I totally messed that up.
We want to rock
Electric
down to
Beat Street. Was it? Oh God, no, it's not Beat Street. Ah, damn it! I'm all.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know what it is.
No, Break Into Electric Boogaloo. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with Turbo and Ozone. You know about Turbo and Ozone? That's the broom shit.
Yeah, it's good.
That's what Dave Chappelle does.
I thought you wanted to go. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, we'll be right back.
I'm telling you.
No,
I know what this is. I'm saying. I'm advertising.
Well, yeah, when you can see, this is where you tell them to push the button.
Yeah, push the button.
Not like now.
Not the now.
I mean, this would. I mean,
dude, why are you messing with me?
I'm so tired.
Well, I think it's booty.
No, that's why you're easy to mess with. But yeah, no, we gotta go. Break.
Peace.